Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Everyday Words podcast, where learning English is easy and fun. I'm Sarah.
Hello, Sarah, and hello to all our wonderful listeners at home, in the car, or maybe walking in the park today. I am so excited for this episode because we are talking about a big dream for almost every language learner.
We really are, Mark. Today we're talking about how to speak English like a native, and we're going to share the absolute best daily practices for beginners to help you get there.
Speaking like a native. That feels impossible for me sometimes. When I speak, I often feel like a very slow robot. I feel like I have a little translator in my brain who is always tired from working so hard.
That is a perfect way to describe it, Mark. Having that little translator in your head is like walking with heavy shoes. You can walk, but you definitely cannot run. But today, we will show you step by step how to take those heavy shoes off by building simple daily habits. And I have a very special trick today. It is a tiny 2-minute secret that will train your brain to stop translating and start thinking in English automatically. But I will not share this special tip until the very end of our episode, so please stay with us to hear it.
A 2-minute secret to completely change how my brain thinks? I definitely need that trick. I will eagerly wait for the end. So, Sarah, where do we start? How do we practice sounding more natural? Do we need to read a giant, boring dictionary every morning? Oh, please don't do that! Reading a dictionary sounds very boring. The very first step to sounding like a native is to practice something called shadowing. Have you heard of that, Mark? Shadowing? You mean like a dark shadow on the ground when the sun is shining? Exactly! When you listen to a podcast or watch a video in English, you repeat the words out loud at the exact same time as the speaker, just like a shadow follows a person. Oh, I see. So I listen to you speak and I try to copy the sounds? But what if I don't know how to pronounce every single letter perfectly?
That is the best part. My big tip for shadowing is don't worry about being perfect. Don't worry about every single letter. Just try to follow the music of the voice.
The music? What do you mean by that?
I mean the high and low sounds, the rhythm. Try to copy the way the voice goes up when someone is surprised, or try to copy their laughter. By following the feeling and the music, it makes your English sound much more natural, just like a native speaker.
I love that. It takes the pressure off. I am just being a vocal shadow. What is the next step for our daily practice?
The next step is to narrate your life every single day. You just look around your house and connect the English words directly to what you are doing.
Like when I am in the kitchen making breakfast in the morning?
Yes! Don't just think about the food in your first language. Talk to yourself in English. You can say out loud, I am making coffee. The water is hot. I need a spoon.
My neighbors might think I am going a little crazy if I start talking to my toast every morning, Sarah.
Let them think that, Mark. When you do this, you build a direct bridge between your eyes and your mouth. There is no middleman allowed and no translating. Your brain starts to see English as a real tool for your daily life, not just a school subject.
Speaking of daily life, we have a small task for our amazing listeners today to practice their daily habits.
Yes, we do. If you are enjoying this conversation and learning how to sound like a native speaker, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Everyday Words podcast.
It helps us so much to share these lessons with friends all over the world. And if you are still listening right now, comment the word native in the comments below.
Just one word, native. It shows us you are focusing on our talk and building your habits. We absolutely love reading your comments and stories. It makes us so happy to see people practicing from all over the world.
We really do. Okay, Sarah, so we are practicing shadowing and we are talking to our toast in the morning. What else can we do when we leave the house?
When you leave the house, you can play the what-if game.
The what-if game. How do you play that? Is it a card game?
No cards needed. Imagine you are waiting for the bus or standing in line at the supermarket. Look at the people around you and imagine a small conversation in English. For example, if you see a man with a dog, you can think to yourself, what if I ask him about his dog? I can say, the dog is very cute. What is its name?
Wow, that is a very smart idea. You are practicing a real situation in your head. It is like a rehearsal for a play, so when you actually meet someone, you are already prepared to speak.
Exactly. You are teaching your brain to constantly look for English words in your real environment. But Mark, what happens when you're talking to someone in the real world and you suddenly forget a word?
Oh, that is the worst feeling. My brain immediately goes back to my first language to find the translation. I just freeze.
That is very common. But here's the secret about native speakers. We forget words all the time too, but we don't freeze and we don't try to translate. We use the description trick.
The description trick? How does that work?
If you forget the word for refrigerator, don't stand there feeling stressed and don't look it up in your language. Just use the simple English words you already know to describe what the object does. You can say, the cold box in the kitchen for food.
Wow, the cold box in the kitchen.
anyone would understand exactly what you mean.
Yes, or if you forget the word for hairbrush, you just use your hands and say the thing you use to fix your hair. You use what you have to get what you need. You don't have to be a walking dictionary. You just become a conversation explorer.
A conversation explorer. I absolutely love that. It takes all the pressure away. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be clear. But Sarah, sometimes when I come home at night, I am so tired. My brain just wants to go the easy way and stop thinking in English. Do we just stop practicing?
Not at all. When you are tired, that is the
Hello,
perfect
everyone,
time for
and
passive
welcome back
thinking.
to the Everyday
Passive
Words
thinking?
podcast, where
That
learning
sounds like I can
English
do it
is
while I'm
easy
sleeping.
and fun.
Almost.
I'm Sarah.
It means listening
Hello,
to English
Sarah,
songs
and
or
hello
putting on
to
a
all our
podcast like
listeners.
this one while
I'm
you are
very
doing other
excited
things.
today, but
you can
also
cook
a
dinner
little
and
bit
put the news
nervous.
on in English. Even if you
Nervous?
don't understand
Why are you
every
nervous,
word,
Mark?
your brain is getting
Because
used to the
today
rhythm
we
and
are
the music
talking
of the
about
language.
meeting new people
That is
and
perfect.
introducing ourselves.
I don't have to focus
It is the
100%.
scariest
I can
part
just
of
let
learning
the
a new
sounds
language.
wash over
When
me.
someone says,
It is like
"Tell me
being
about
a
yourself,"
child
my
again.
brain goes
Children don't study
completely
grammar
blank.
rules. They just
That
listen
is
until they start to
very normal.
understand.
So let's start
Exactly.
with the
We need to be more
absolute
like
basics.
children. Less
You
worry
meet someone
and
at a
more
party
listening.
or a cafe.
wait,
what is
Mark,
the
that
very
reminds me.
first thing you say?
What is it?
Well,
Oh, you
I
promised a
smile
secret
and
trick at the
say,
beginning of the
"Hello."
episode. The
My
2-minute
name is
secret that
Mark.
changed everything for you?
Perfect.
Yes,
My name
I almost
is,
forgot
or
my special
I
tip.
am, are
Are you
both
ready for it
great.
now?
And then
I am
people
very ready.
usually
My
ask
ears
where
are
you
open
are
and my
from.
notebook is ready.
That is
What is the
true.
secret? I
Okay,
always say,
here it is.
I
It is
am
called
from,
the morning
and then my
ritual.
country.
Every
But
single
what if
morning,
I live
the
in a
very
different
first thing
city
you
now?
do when you wake up,
That is a
before you
great
even get out of
question.
bed, is
You can
think
say,
for 2
That
minutes
is a
in
very
English.
common mix-up.
The very first
What
thing
are you doing?
before I even look at my
means
phone or
right
have my
now,
coffee?
in this second.
Yes! Before
But
your brain
what
wakes up
do
in your
you
first
do
language, just
means
lie
what
in
is your
bed
job?
and think about your day in
Yes.
simple
And
English. Tell
sometimes
yourself, "Today is
explaining your job in
Wednesday.
English
I have a
is
meeting at
very
10.
hard.
I want eggs
Sometimes
for
we have
breakfast."
very long,
Wow.
difficult
So I am
job
basically
titles.
telling my brain,
Here's a
"Hey,
tip for that.
today we are using
Keep it
English."
simple.
You don't need to translate
Exactly.
a
You are
complicated
setting
title.
your brain's operating
Just use
system
the
to
word
English for the rest
in.
of the day. It
You
is
can
like
say,
warming up your car
"I
engine
work in a
before you
hospital,"
drive. If you
or,
do this
"I
every
work
single
in
morning for
marketing,"
just 2
or,
minutes, you will
"I
notice
work in a
that you
school."
stop translating much
Wow.
faster during
I
the day.
work
It
in
is a complete
marketing.
reset.
That is much
That is
easier than
brilliant,
saying,
Sarah. It
"I
is
am
so
the
simple, but it
senior assistant
completely changes the
director
day.
of digital
Only
sales."
2 minutes.
Yes.
I am absolutely going to start
No
my
one wants
morning
to hear
ritual
a long
tomorrow.
title at a
I
party
am so
anyway.
glad, Mark.
They just
Remember,
wanna get
learning
to
to
know
think
you.
in a new language is a big
Communication
adventure.
is not
Small
just about
daily practices
perfect
make
grammar.
a huge difference.
It is about being
well,
understood.
Time flies when we are having
Speaking
fun.
of getting to know
I think it is
people,
time to say goodbye
we
for today.
love getting to know
It really does
Next
go
is
fast.
the fun
Thank you,
part.
everyone, for listening and
Hobbies
practicing
free
your English with
time.
us today.
This is how you make
Before you go,
real
we want to
friends.
hear from you. Please
People
leave
will
a
ask,
comment for us.
what do
Tell
you
us
like to do
what
on your
is
free
the very
time?
first English
This is
sentence
where I
you're
use
going to
the
think about
simple
during your
tricks.
morning ritual
I can
tomorrow.
just say,
I want
like
to read
cooking,
all of those
or
great sentences.
I like watching
Tell
movies.
us what you will think about. And remember to
Exactly.
give this video
You can
a
use
big like
I
and
like
subscribe to the
or
Everyday
I
Words
enjoy.
podcast so you
I
don't miss our
enjoy
next
playing
chat.
soccer.
Share
Or,
this episode
I
with your
enjoy
family and
reading
friends who are
books.
also on their
It
English
is
journey.
positive,
Let's keep growing our
simple,
English
and it
learning
starts
family
a great
together.
conversation.
Thank you
But
all so
Sarah,
much. We will see you
what
in the
happens
next
if
episode.
I talk about my
Until
hobbies,
next time,
and
keep
then my
practicing and
English
stay
brain
brave.
feels
Bye for now.
tired?
Bye-bye.
Sometimes my brain is tired